My twin sister has been secretly dating my boyfriend of 3 years behind my back, and when I confronted them at our birthday party, my parents said I should be happy for my sister finding love and learn to share like when we were kids. I feel like I'm trapped in some cruel psychological experiment where everyone I trusted decided to stab me in the back simultaneously. For the past 3 hours, I've been typing and deleting, crying and raging, trying to make sense of the bomb that just detonated in my life. My chest physically hurts. The betrayal is so fresh that I can still taste the birthday cake that turned to ash in my mouth when I realized my twin sister and boyfriend, my literal flesh and blood, and the man I plan to marry have been lying to my face for months. I guess I should start with some background. My twin sister, let's call her Selena, and I have always had a complicated relationship. We're identical twins, but growing up, everyone always said Selena was the prettier one, the more outgoing one, the one who got all the boys. My parents never corrected this. If anything, they leaned into it. Selena was their golden child. I was just there. Despite this, I thought we were close. We shared everything growing up. Clothes, friends, secrets. When we went to college, we chose different schools for the first time, and it was honestly refreshing to be my own person. 3 years ago, I met Ned. He was everything I'd ever wanted. Kind, funny, ambitious, and he made me feel like I was enough just being me. For the first time, I didn't feel like the other twin or Selena's sister. I was just me, and Ned loved me. We were talking about marriage, looking at rings online, planning our future. I finally felt like my life was coming together. Selena met Ned early in our relationship, and they seemed to get along fine. Nothing unusual. She'd make the occasional comment about how I got lucky or managed to find a good one, which stung, but I brushed it off. That's just Selena being Selena. The last few months, Ned had been distant, working late, canceling plans, being vague about his whereabouts. When I'd ask, he'd blame work stress or say he was just tired. I believed him because I trusted him. God, I was so stupid. Yesterday was our 26th birthday. Our parents insisted on throwing us a joint celebration at their house like they always do. I hate these parties because Selena always becomes the center of attention, but I agreed because family is family, right? I arrived early to help my mom set up. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Ned's car already there, which was weird because he told me he'd be running late from work. I figured maybe he wanted to surprise me by coming early to help. I used my key to come in through the side door, planning to surprise him instead. As I walked in quietly, I heard voices coming from the kitchen, Ned's low laugh and Selena's voice. I froze. We need to tell her soon, Selena was saying softly. It's been 6 months, Ned. I know, he replied. I just don't know how to do it without destroying her. I peeked around the corner and saw them, my sister and my boyfriend, together, his arms around her waist, her head on his shoulder, like they belonged together, like I didn't even exist. I don't know how long I stood there, unable to breathe, unable to move. Eventually, I quietly backed away and went to sit in my car. I called my best friend, sobbing so hard she couldn't understand me. She talked me through my options: leave and never come back, confront them privately, make a scene. I decided to face them. I deserved answers. When I went back inside an hour later, people had started arriving. Selena squealed when she saw me, rushing over for our twin birthday hug tradition like nothing was wrong. Ned kissed my cheek, told me I looked beautiful, the absolute audacity. I made it through presents and cake somehow. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely open my gifts. Then came dinner, with all our extended family around the table. My uncle was in the middle of a toast to the beautiful birthday girls when I just snapped. When were you two planning to tell me about your relationship? I asked, looking directly at Selena and Ned. The table went silent. Selena's face drained of color. Ned stared at his plate. What are you talking about? My mom asked, laughing nervously. I'm talking about how my boyfriend and my twin sister have been seeing each other behind my back for 6 months, I said, my voice surprisingly calm. I heard them earlier. Selena started stammering about how it just happened, how they never meant to hurt me. Ned couldn't even look at me as he mumbled about how complicated feelings are and how he didn't plan this. Then came the part that truly broke me. My mother reached across the table for my hand and said I should be happy for Selena finding love. My father chimed in that they'd always taught us twins to share everything. Share? My boyfriend? The man I plan to marry? I stood up, picked up my glass of wine, and threw it. Not at them, just at the wall. Then I walked out. Behind me, I could hear my mother apologizing to everyone for the drama, and my father calling after me to be reasonable. I spent last night in a hotel, my phone blowing up with messages. Ned sent paragraph after paragraph about how he and Selena connected unexpectedly and how he still cares for me deeply. Selena alternated between half-assed apologies and telling me I was overreacting and making everything about myself as usual. My parents were mostly concerned about how I embarrassed them in front of the family. My mom texted that I always had a flair for the dramatic and needed to think about Selena's happiness for once. A few cousins messaged support at least, but scrolling through Instagram, I know masochistic, I saw that the party continued after I left. Selena posted pictures with Ned by her side, her arm around his waist, both of them smiling. She even used one of our couple hashtags. The caption, best birthday ever, so blessed, heart emoji, bling emoji. I don't know what to do. My heart feels like it's been ripped out. The two people I trusted most in the world betrayed me in the worst possible way, and my family is acting like I'm the problem. I'm checking out of this hotel soon. I don't even know where I'm going to go. Ned and I share an apartment, but I can't go back there knowing he's been bringing my sister into our bed. How do I even begin to process this? Has anyone experienced something similar? I feel like I'm drowning. Update: update. 2 weeks later. First, thank you to everyone for the overwhelming support. I never expected this post to blow up the way it did. Reading your stories and advice has been one of the few things keeping me sane these past 2 weeks. A lot has happened since my last post. I've been staying with my friend Megan, who's been an absolute saint. She and another friend helped me move my essential stuff out of the apartment while Ned was at work. I left my key and a note that said, "You two deserve each other." That's all the closure he gets. I've blocked both Ned and Selena on everything. It was harder than I expected. I kept wondering if I was making a mistake, if there was some explanation that would make this all make sense. But then I remembered the look on their faces when I confronted them. They knew exactly what they were doing. I've also started therapy. My first session was yesterday, and while 1 hour can't fix this mess, it felt good to talk to someone objective. She said something that really hit home. The people who should have protected your heart were the ones who broke it. That's a special kind of betrayal that takes time to heal from. I declined my mother's invitation to talk things out as a family. She texted that Selena is really hurting and that we need to heal this rift before it becomes permanent. I replied that the rift became permanent the moment my sister decided my boyfriend was hers for the taking. I've been keeping a low profile on social media, but I did post a scenic photo from a hike Megan and I took, with the caption, "Finding strength in unexpected places." Small acts of resistance, I guess. But of course, my attempts to create space and heal have been met with pushback. A lot of pushback. My parents showed up at my workplace on Monday. My father cornered me in the parking lot and started lecturing me about the importance of family, how twins have a special bond that transcends normal sibling relationships, and how Selena has always been more sensitive than me. My mother suggested I was being selfish and dramatic. The whole time, I kept thinking about how they never once asked how I was feeling. Selena sent me a long email that basically justified the entire affair. She claimed she saved Ned from settling, and that they had a once-in-a-lifetime connection that they tried to fight but couldn't. She wrote that as my twin, she knew we shared the same taste in men, so I should understand the attraction. The absolute delusion. Some extended family has started taking sides. My aunts have been calling, pressuring me to forgive Selena because sisters are forever and men will come and go. One uncle told me I was tearing the family apart over just a boyfriend. And Ned? He's been sending gifts to my workplace with notes about how he still cares deeply for me and how he never meant for this to happen. Yesterday, it was a bracelet identical to one he gave me for our 2nd anniversary. I donated it to a women's shelter, but the complications keep coming. Through a mutual friend, I learned that Selena and Ned have moved in together, to our apartment. The apartment where Ned and I picked out every piece of furniture together, where we had our framed photos on the walls, where we talked about starting a family someday. The same friend, bless her, also revealed that Selena had always made comments about being jealous of my relationship. Apparently, she would ask detailed questions about Ned, his habits, his preferences, his schedule. In hindsight, she was gathering intelligence for months. The worst discovery came when another friend showed me screenshots of texts between Selena and Ned from nearly 8 months ago. They started innocently enough, but quickly became flirtatious. This wasn't some sudden passion they couldn't control. It was a deliberate choice they made day after day, message after message, behind my back. Oh, and I found out my parents loaned Ned money for a ring 3 months ago. A ring. He was planning to propose to me while actively cheating with my sister. Or maybe the ring was for her all along. Either way, it makes me physically ill to think about. Now my mother has announced a family vacation next month and is insisting I must attend, along with Selena and Ned. It's tradition, she says. Family comes first. Whose family? Certainly not mine. The final straw was yesterday when Selena's birthday gifts to me arrived at Megan's apartment. How did she even get this address? A matching sister's bracelet engraved with "Forever Connected," and a self-help book called The Power of Forgiveness. I threw both in the trash. I'm trying to stay strong, but some days it feels impossible. How do you rebuild your life when the people who were supposed to be your foundation are the ones who destroyed it? Update 2. 1 month later. Things have escalated beyond what I could have imagined. After weeks of harassment from every direction, I reached my breaking point. I decided I would not be attending my cousin's wedding next month, where Selena and Ned would be guests. I also booked a non-refundable solo trip abroad during the dates of the family vacation my mother kept insisting I attend, and I drafted a lengthy email to my parents setting clear boundaries. Before sending it, I changed my phone number, giving it only to trusted friends and my boss. The constant barrage of messages was affecting my mental health and work performance. Then, I took a significant step that I'm still processing. I sent a detailed email to my entire extended family explaining the full timeline of the betrayal. I included screenshots of Selena's early messages to Ned, revealed that Ned had discussed marriage with me while pursuing my sister, and announced my decision to take an extended break from the family. I also made a public post on social media, without naming names, about betrayal, self-worth, and rebuilding. It was cathartic to finally tell my side of the story after weeks of Selena controlling the narrative. The biggest change: I've accepted a job opportunity in a different city. It's actually a step up from my current position. Better pay, better benefits, more responsibility. I found a small apartment and will be moving next weekend. Sometimes the universe gives you an escape hatch when you need it most. But as expected, my actions triggered an absolute tsunami of chaos. My parents threatened to cut me off financially, which would be concerning if I was still financially dependent on them, which I'm not. They seem genuinely shocked that their leverage has evaporated. The extended family is divided. Half have messaged support, saying they'd suspected something was off between Selena and Ned at the birthday party. The other half are condemning me for taking private matters public and dividing the family. Apparently, the betrayal was fine, but talking about it is unforgivable. Selena posted a tearful video claiming I'm destroying the family out of jealousy, and that she tried everything to make peace. She conveniently forgot to mention the months of deception exception. In a surprising turn, Ned's family reached out to me. His mother called to say she was disgusted with his behavior and that he wasn't raised to treat people this way. It was unexpectedly healing to be validated by someone connected to him. My workplace has received daily flower deliveries from Selena, supposedly her attempt at reconciliation. My boss, thankfully, has been understanding and started sending them to a nearby nursing home instead. My parents have escalated to showing up at my apartment daily. Yesterday I wasn't home, and they left a handwritten letter under my door explaining that Selena has always struggled more with relationships, and that's why she deserves this chance at happiness. They also wrote that Ned never seemed fully committed to me anyway, so I haven't really lost much. The absolute cruelty of that statement left me breathless. I discovered that Selena created fake social media accounts to monitor my activities after I blocked her. She's been screenshotting my posts and sending them to family members with her own interpretations of what I really mean. And perhaps most disturbing, my mother has been telling mutual friends that I have mental health issues, causing me to overreact to the situation. She suggested that my therapy, which she learned about from someone I trusted, is proof that I'm unstable, not that I'm trying to heal from trauma. I'm exhausted, but I'm also finding my strength. Every attempt they make to control and manipulate me only confirms I'm making the right choice by creating distance. Final update, 3 months later. It's been 3 months since my world imploded, and while I'd love to say everything is resolved and peaceful now, that wouldn't be true. But there has been progress, along with new challenges. I've been in my new city for 2 months now. I love my new job, I'm making new friends, and my apartment is starting to feel like home. Distance has given me perspective I couldn't find when I was surrounded by the constant drama, but somehow my parents got my new address. I suspect they guilted it out of a relative I trusted. Last week, I came home from work to find a package from them, photo albums from our childhood with a note saying, "Remember when you two were inseparable?" In perhaps the cruelest twist of timing, Selena and Ned announced their engagement on what would have been my and Ned's 3-year anniversary. The social media post included lines about how sometimes the wrong path leads you to the right person, and fate has its own timeline. Subtle. My parents immediately called demanding I put the past behind me and come home for the holidays to celebrate Selena's happiness. My father said it's time to get over this, because I'm making everyone uncomfortable. I responded that their comfort stopped being my priority when they chose to comfort the people who betrayed me instead. There's been a new emotional complication. My grandmother's health is declining. My mother has been using this to pressure me to reconcile, saying grandma's dying wish is to see her girls together again. When I called grandma directly, she seemed confused about the whole situation, suggesting my mother may be exaggerating or manipulating the circumstances. Selena has escalated her boundary violations. She called my new workplace claiming a family emergency to get information about me. Thankfully, my boss is aware of the situation and shut it down immediately. Yesterday, I received an invitation in the mail. Not just any invitation. Selena wants me to be her maid of honor. The handwritten note said, "No one else could stand beside me on my special day. Please come home and support me like you always have." The absolute audacity continues to astound me. But the new development that truly sent me reeling came 3 days ago. My parents showed up unannounced at my apartment with Selena in tow. I refused to let them in, speaking through the door chain. That's when Selena announced she's pregnant and the family expects me to step up as an aunt because this baby deserves its auntie. I closed the door without responding. Now I'm facing new challenges. My lease will be ending in a few months and I'm considering moving even further away. Part of me hates the idea of being driven from yet another home, but peace has become my priority. My family is threatening to get rid of my remaining possessions and mementos still at their house if I don't make amends soon. There are irreplaceable items from my childhood and photos I couldn't take when I left in a hurry. I'm trying to figure out if I can legally demand access to retrieve them. I've started seeing someone new. He's kind and understanding about my situation, but I'm struggling with trust issues. Every time he takes too long to respond to a text or mentions a female friend, my anxiety spikes. My therapist says this is normal after betrayal trauma, but it doesn't make it any easier to navigate. It's also complicated when mutual friends invite both Selena and me to events. Most have started sending separate invitations, but some still don't understand why we can't just be civil for a few hours. I've had to decline several gatherings to protect my peace. My grandmother has been asking to see my girls together before she passes. This breaks my heart, but I've arranged to visit her separately from Selena. I won't deny her comfort in her final days, but I also won't pretend for the sake of appearances. Despite all this ongoing drama, I'm finding moments of peace. My therapist has been incredible, helping me process not just the betrayal, but the years of family dynamics that set the stage for it. I'm learning that the golden child scapegoat dynamic between Selena and me was never about my worth, but about my parents' issues. I've connected with an estranged cousin who experienced similar family drama years ago. She's become an unexpected source of support and understanding, having walked this path before me. I'm learning to set boundaries while keeping the door open to family members who have shown genuine support. My uncle, my father's brother, recently reached out to say he disagrees with how my parents have handled everything and offered his guest room if I ever need to visit home without staying with my parents. For the first time in months, I can go hours without thinking about Selena or Ned. The pain is still there, but it's no longer all-consuming. I'm building a life that's mine alone. No twin shadow, no comparison, no competition. I don't know what will happen at Selena and Ned's wedding next month. Part of me wants to show up looking absolutely amazing and unbothered. The realistic part of me knows that would just restart the drama cycle. I'll probably stay away and treat myself to a spa day instead. I'll update if they try anything else wild at the wedding. Given their track record, I wouldn't be surprised if they name their baby after me or something equally boundary-crushing. Thank you all for the support through this this nightmare. Your comments and messages have been a lifeline when my actual family failed me. Sometimes the family we choose is more valuable than the one we're born into.